What's up guys, Chatty CS here back with another video, and today we're going to be exploring OhnePixel's personal CS2 loadout. OhnePixel's the King Drilla himself, and he has an absolutely cracked out CS2 inventory. He owns so many legendary and iconic skins, so it's going to be very difficult to rank and price them, but I'm going to do my absolute best, and I think a lot of them you can agree with. Up first, we have an honorable mention for his 5/7 cami with 4x Cato 14 Dignitas papers on it, and it has a very interesting pattern in the back. Can you see what I'm talking about? Pricing items like this is definitely not my forte, however, I'm going to use a very basic way of pricing everything in this video. Now for a conservative estimate of this 5/7, I would say about $1,500. That's because the Cato 14 papers on here probably go for about 30% sticker price, and they're $850 each, and the cami for this pattern specifically starts at $500. Now for number 10, we have an absolutely insane looking M4 skin. We have a factory new M4A1S Knight with 4x Cato 14 Ninjas and Pajamas Hollows. This skin I would price at about $10,000. Each of the stickers on here go for $5,000 each, and the Knight itself in factory new goes for about $4,000. The Knight is such a legendary M4 skin in the game, and it's actually used as a trade-up for the Dragon lore. However, this one is so clean with the 4x Catos on there, I'm almost certain that this is Ohne's play skin. Now for number 9, we have a throwback skin. This is his M9 Bayonet Crimson Web minimal wear. Now let me show it off with his gloves because my gloves are not doing it justice. We're gonna touch base on these gloves a little bit later in the video. Right now, I just want to show off how clean his combo is. The reason why I said this was a throwback skin is because before Dopplers came out, Crimson Webs and Slaughters were all the rage. Every single pro was using a Crimson Web, and this one is a very special one because it's a triple web pattern. There's about 20 or 30 triple web patterns, and it looks really cool. It's the best you can get on a Crimson Web. I may be way off the mark when it comes to pricing this skin, and I'm gonna say about $2,000. I actually think it might be a lot lower because M9 Bayonet Crimson Webs and minimal wear are starting for only $1,400, and I think special patterns aren't getting that much overpay anymore. Either way, it's an iconic knife and a super clean combo, so I had to throw it in here somewhere. Up next at number 8, we have a beautiful butterfly knife. The knife that we have is a butterfly knife Doppler factory new black pearl, and this knife is valued at $15,000. The butterfly knife is the most expensive knife in the game, and the Doppler gem finish is the most expensive finish in the game. Every single person wants a sapphire, ruby, emerald, or black pearl finish, and this is on the most expensive knife in the game. You can clearly see why it's such a popular knife. I mean, just look at the animations and how good the finish looks in the sun. Now for number 7, we have a pair of blue gem case hardened knives, and that would be the Huntsman knife and the Bowie knife. The Huntsman knife is field tested with about 74% blue. I would value this skin at about $2,000. Now the Bowie knife is a lot more valuable. This Bowie knife is field tested with about 85% blue, and I would value this at about $15,000. Now this item is incredibly hard to price, but I would give it about $15,000 because on CS Float there's two of the same pattern but battle scarred going for about $10,000, and obviously his looks a lot better in field tested. For number 6, we have his Max Red Specialist Gloves Crimson Kimonos, and I mean, just look at how insane these gloves look. My knife isn't doing it justice, so let me switch back to his M9 Bayonet from previously. These gloves are tier 1 Max Red patterns, and out of all the Crimson Kimono 10,000 patterns, there are only 4 patterns that are tier 1 Max Red. As far as the pricing goes for these gloves, I went to CS Float and looked at the 4 patterns available, and I was only able to find one listed item, and that item is listed for $21,000, and OhnePixel's gloves are actually much better than those. I also was on the Chinese market trying to find a better pricing for these gloves, but it's so difficult for me to navigate on there, so I'm just going to try to wing it and give you my best estimation. I'm going to price these gloves at $20,000 to $25,000 because for one, they're better than the ones listed on CS Float, and two, there's so little that are available for me to search for on the market that this is my best estimation. Now for number 5, this is probably my favorite skin in his entire inventory, and that's his AK-47 case hardened with a tier 1 pattern. This AK is field tested with a good float, and it's about 73% blue. It has 3 Cato 14 hollows on there, and the actual skin itself has insane history with the pro that used it. This skin was used by Rops on FaZe Clan in the PGL 2022 Antwerp Major that FaZe Clan actually won. I would price this skin at about $25,000, and that's strictly just using the sticker price, including the AK price. That's not including all the additional history that was gained from being used in that major, so this could be worth way more than that, and I just am way out of my ballpark. Also, one of the funniest OhnePixel clips happened with this AK in-game, where he dropped it to one of his teammates thinking that his teammate would be like, wow, this is the craziest skin ever, and his teammate literally did not care.
Purple, you see the skin?
Yeah, it's so rich, okay, but
Yes,
not nice,
my
bro.
friend, yes. Used in Major. FaZe Clan, Robs.
Yeah, I know. It's expensive, but not nice, bro. I guess.
Not nice?
Not nice.
What?
I don't care, but it's expensive, I know, but not nice for me.
Nah!
Moving on to number 4, we have his number 1 floats collection. He has some of the highest and lowest floats in the game for a ton of skins, and he literally has like 60 of these, so I'm only going to show you a few. Now, before I show off these number 1 floats, if you guys are enjoying the video so far, make sure to sub and like. It'll help me out so much. Now, starting up, we have his M4A1S Masterpiece with the number 1 lowest float. And trust me, guys, I'm not even going to try to price items like this because 1, it's way out of my ballpark, and 2, they're very expensive even if the skin is not that expensive. Next one is my personal favorite from his float collection, and it's his SSG08 Death Strike number 1 lowest float with 4x gold Chris J Cato 17 stickers on it. This skin is so clean and the craft looks amazing on there. Do you guys see why this is my favorite out of his float collection? Next up, we have his number 1 highest float AK-47 Fire Serpent, and this skin also has 3 Cato 14 papers and 1 Cato 14 holo on there. This is such a cool item to own because the Fire Serpent is so iconic in Counter-Strike, and this skin is also the number 1 most scratched up version of that with amazing stickers on it. The last skin in his float collection is this M4A1S print stream with the number 1 highest float. Print streams don't look too bad in Battle Scarred, and for the number 1 highest float, this actually doesn't look that bad, which makes this such a cool item to own. Moving on to number 3, we have his Cato 14 holo crafts, and these are going to be skins that have 4x Cato 14 holos on them, and I'm going to sort and pick out some of the best with the highest sticker price. Now, I know I mentioned I was going to be doing 4x Cato crafts only, however, this is the skin in his inventory that has the highest sticker price, and it's 3x Cato 14 holos. This skin has an iBuyPower holo on the scope, which is his favorite Cato 14 holo, and then it also has a Titan holo and a Team LDLC holo on the body in the 2nd and 3rd best position. As far as pricing goes, I'm pretty sure the iBuyPower and the Titan holo go for about $60,000 each, and the Team LDLC holo goes for about $20,000. At 30% sticker price, the skin would be worth $40,000. That's probably a little bit high for a mixed craft, but I'm going to stick with it and say that this skin is worth $40,000, but I don't think it matters because he'll probably never sell this anyway. Next up, we have an Op Safari Mesh Field tested with 4x Cato 14 holos on there. The stickers on here are worth more than your car, and the skin itself is worth like 25 cents. Now, I don't exactly know the lore behind the skin, but it was probably crafted a super long time ago. I don't know why they would do it on a field tested Safari Mesh that's like all scratched up, but they did, and now OhnePixel has it. I have zero clue what the skin is worth, and I probably got a lot of other estimations wrong. However, with $130,000 worth of stickers on it and the fact that it's a 25-cent skin, I'm just gonna say it's $10,000 and move on. Now, for the last Cato craft of the video, I have this M4A1S Nitro in factory new condition with 4x Clan Mystic holos on it. This craft is actually super clean, and the Mystic stickers really fit in with the skin. As far as the pricing goes for the skin, I'm gonna say it's worth about $10,000, and that's just solely based on the rule of 30% sticker price. I do want to mention that these crafts can easily get up to 60 to 70 sticker price for these 4x Cato 14 holos. However, for the sake of this video, I'm going to leave it at 30%. Now, the crazy thing about this skin is he actually has another identical copy in his inventory, so let's just call it 20,000 for his nitros. Moving on to number 2 on the list, it's OhnePixel's Cato 14 holo sticker collection, and he owns a ton of these, and they're incredibly valuable. Now, let me count up the total and give you the total final price of all his Cato 14 stickers. I was trying to be fairly reasonable for the pricing of these stickers and the limited amount of information that I was able to find online, and what I got was just about $237,000 for all of his Cato 14 stickers. These stickers are absolutely so crazy because they're the most iconic stickers in the game, and the supply is so limited on them already, and every so often some really rich guy will actually apply these, which dwindles the supply even further. Moving on to the number 1 spot on this ranking, and in my opinion the best skin that OhnePixel owns, it is his Souvenir Op Dragonlore. The Dragonlore is already the most iconic and legendary skin in all of Counter-Strike, but owning this in Souvenir is quite literally 50 times more of a flex than just owning a regular Dragonlore. When I said that owning a Souvenir Op Dragonlore was more than 50 times a flex than owning a regular Dragonlore, that's because it's that much rarer. There's only 116 Souvenir Op Dragonlores in the game. Some of those 116 Souvenir Op Dragonlores are stuck on banned accounts, so they're never going to enter the supply again. And like I said, there's over 50 times more regular Dragonlore than there are Souvenir Dragonlore. And OhnePixel's Souvenir Dragonlore is in a field-tested condition. From searching online, the cheapest I can find for field-tested Souvenir is $42,000. I'm sure many of you guys can agree that this was the rightful rank 1 best skin in his entire loadout just because of how iconic it is and how rare. Those skins I just showed off were some of the amazing skins that OhnePixel owns and uses from his personal loadout. We just barely scratched the surface on his skins, but I think I picked out some absolutely fire skins from his inventory, so let me know what you guys think down below. If you guys like this video, make sure to let me know down below because we're definitely going to be making videos like this again.